You know, some people age like a fine wine, and some people age like a can of special brew left on a hot windowsill. Whichever one you are, get ready to talk about those pesky little emotions of yours, because it's time for another episode of I've Had a Rosé, Let's Talk About Feelings. Please welcome your host, Sam Lake. It was me the whole time. Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of I've Had a Rosé, Let's Talk About Feelings, the show where me and a lovely guest enjoy a drink of their choice and talk about something they're passionate about and see if it connects in any way to their feelings. And my guest, as you can see right here next to me, is John Norris.
Hello. Hi.
Hello. Am I pronouncing that correctly? John?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. Yeah.
Lovely to have you here.
It's so great to be here. It's so nice to be here. And I felt really put on, but I was like, it is really nice to be here.
It feels like it's doing you some good.
It's nice. It's nice.
You honestly, we were worried, and then
my energy when I walked in.
but now it's just like, hey, she's here,
and she's ready,
and she is ready. Dive in into a pool of content.
I love content. That's the thing about me.
Don't you just love
Yes, I love
content?
it. I love it. I love confusing my creativity with it.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it.
I love being able to associate everything I do with a very measurable number.
Oh, it's so nice. It makes it clear. You're like, did people like it? Then they did it. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's
Should I kill myself?
Yes.
Should I not?
And then the likes. But take a poll. Folks.
Yeah. Oh my God, poll me. Yes. You are up here at Monkey Barrel. You did your own show last night.
Yes.
Did a lovely little workshop, little clowning workshop today.
Yes.
How has the weekend been for you?
It's been so nice. I always love coming up here. Edinburgh's a lovely city, especially outside of Fringe. Especially
outside of Fringe.
But I always get inspired when I come to Fringe and love it. But there's something about it where you're like, what a... I also don't know if it's because when I live in America, in Los Angeles, and I don't know if it's also just going to any city that's remotely walkable. I'm like, wow, this is great.
Now tell me about Los Angeles in terms of transportation. Is there no train, buses?
There are buses.
Yeah.
No one, I say no one, not a lot of people use them, but there are buses, and I think they're pretty good.
Right.
And I take, there's only one, the train is basically like maybe 4 lines. That's it. It's just like, that's it. And people take them. They're just not in as much, since people don't use them.
They're less busy.
They're less busy, but it's also, the vibe is pretty crazy. It's like, and I'm normally, it's not even like this city needs cleaning up, but it is like really like last time I was on, I still take it because it's a great way to go from where I live to downtown LA. But I think last time I was on there, a full-on vanilla milkshake was thrown at my head. So it's just like crazy. It's more.
Were you in an episode of Glee?
No, was that in an episode of Glee?
Did you get like slushies thrown at them all the time?
Maybe they were filming an episode of Glee.
And you didn't. Were you singing?
I wasn't. Yeah, we were all singing, and it actually was on the Fox studio lot.
Weird.
Okay, that wasn't the subway.
Yeah, right. Okay,
right.
Yeah.
Is Jane Lynch on that show?
On Glee?
Yeah.
Yes,
okay,
and she is the conductor of the LA trains.
Yeah. Okay, that's where I got confused. Yeah, but there's some. It's just not. It's just no one uses it that much.
Okay, fair enough.
But they should.
Well, I always just feel like that's the thing you hear a lot about Los Angeles, that like, oh, it's so hard to get, you just got to drive. You go, I got stuck on the freeway.
That's a big...
Is it a large freeway?
It's one freeway.
Oh, okay.
No, there's a bunch of them. Yeah, you always get, there's so many people there. So many people you just get stuck on the freeway. You have to rearrange your day to avoid rush hour, but rush hour is not an hour. It is 4 hours in the evening and 4 hours in the morning. Like there's no... LA shoots up as far as like rankings of best cities. I really think once it gets 9-10 p.m. at night when traffic settles down, shoots up the list near like top 5, top 10. It's an amazing city at night. So you can get anywhere within like 15-20 minutes. But
what's the nicest part
of
LA?
Like, neighborhood?
Well, I mean, just like
living there.
Say I'm visiting LA because I've never been.
Really? Oh.
Never.
I don't know why I said that. Surprised because I don't know you.
You assume that I've worked Hollywood before.
Yeah, you have a big Hollywood vibe. Like, really? I haven't seen you at the lot.
I actually created the role of train conductor, and then Jane Lynch stole it from me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Which is weird because she's got such a small vocal range. Anyway, so I've never been, so I'm always
Shots
curious.
fired.
Jane Lynch, come on the pod, fight me to my face. So I always wonder, like, if I go there, I wonder where I would go because I don't really know.
That's a big part of going to LA. Like, it's really it's not a great place unless you have friends there.
Yeah,
it's not a great place to just visit,
right?
Because it's massive. It's the sprawl of London, but there's no public transportation, so it's like you have to have a car.
Yeah.
But there's so many different types of neighborhoods and cities within cities. But it's like there's no nicest part. I mean, if you're like nice, it just depends. One of the nicest parts just, I'm laughing because it's horrible, but one of the nicest parts is burned to the ground. It was horrible. Nightmare.
No, that's hilarious.
That's how I deal with trauma is I giggle. But yeah, that was like the Palisades were a beautiful area.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like this, you just have to like pick this sounds like any travel thing, but it's like you can't just like, I'm going to stay in the center at Hollywood and go see the walk, because that's like the worst part.
Go see the walk or like go to that. Yeah, that.
But then you go to the Walk of Fame, and then you go there, and then you just. I used to perform at a comedy theater down there, so you see all these tourists who'd hang out on the sidewalk, and they're just staring at names. Like it's like, okay, Bette Midler, and is the name Bette Midler? Yeah, big fan. And you just see the name Bette Midler in a star, and you're just like, you just see all these people kind of look like, oh wow, and you're like, well, it's just her name. She's not buried there. It's just like, it's just a bunch of people's names.
Yeah.
And so you just see that this realization hit all these tourists of just like, oh, and then they walk back one block and like, yeah, that's Steve Martin. Okay, do you want to go back to the hotel? Like, it's like very much that kind of energy. And also Hollywood's kind of dirty, grimy place. But
feels sticky.
It is sticky's a great word for it.
Sticky. Yeah.
Yeah. But you gotta, if you go with like a friend or whoever, and you just like pick a neighborhood like Venice or Silver Lake or whatever, just like pick a neighborhood and like explore, and just don't go like, I'm gonna go to Malibu and then downtown and then Santa, like go, and otherwise it's just too
I would
much.
only go to Malibu if my friend was Cher. She famously lives in Malibu.
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
But
That's the only reason why?
But Kathy Griffin always used to sit because they're friends.
Okay.
Because they're pals. I know them. Anytime that Cher invites someone to her house, she just says, like, go to Malibu, it's on the left. And that's it. And that's how you get to Cher's house. And apparently, like...
I've seen Cher's house.
Have you? What, in person?
You see only... No, it's not inside. But you can drive... It's a massive house.
Oh,
so you really can't. But there's so many massive houses in Malibu.
Done all right for herself.
Yeah? What's that?
Burlesque, starring her and Christina Aguilera.
See with that Sunny guy? Sorry, but I abandoned that bit. The guy who doesn't know who Cher is.
She's
I just think that
Sunny
so
guy.
tapped. What would be? Yeah, I got you, babe. Yeah.
Thank you.
I got you, babe. Yeah, I got you, babe. I got you, babe.
That's really actually touching.
I wonder if I started calling people babe. I wonder, some people can really wear.
I call
like calling people things like, and like wear well. Like, I don't know if I call a lot
of people babes, plural babes.
So are you saying this to a group of people, or you call one person?
No,
babes?
like one person, I'll call them babes.
Like, in a sentence, please.
You all right, babes?
See, you could wear that, so that just suits you so well. See, I'll do it. This is gonna be horrible.
Go on, yeah.
Are you all right, babes? Awful. It's also the eye contact, and it's just not casual.
How do you feel about eye contact though? Because we're doing it right now. It feels very natural.
I feel good about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like this happened after like COVID lockdown stuff, where I was just like, I'm either making it too long, or I'm like avoid like too short. And that took me a while, but no, most of the time I love it.
Just bore right in.
Just bore right in. I got you, babes.
I think if you say "I got you, babes," almost like the last scene in like a sports film.
I got you.
In a huddle, you just say to the captain, "I got you, babes."
You've watched a lot of sports films.
Yeah, and like a bit like the name of the quarterback happens to be Lancelot Babes.
Lancelot, babes.
Yeah.
Whoa.
First name
You are a
Lancelot.
writer.
Can someone write this down?
Not even Lance babes. That's mean.
Lance Babes.
Lance babes.
Chance would be a fine thing.
Lance babes.
Yeah.
That sounds like you're saying like something's wrong.
That you do.
No,
You get a lot of babes. I lance them.
Lance babes.
Yes.
No, again, see, you can get away with all this stuff. And then I have this creepy kind of intense maybe face sometimes where it's just.
I wouldn't have
Lance
used the word
babes.
creepy.
Really?
I don't know. Wouldn't have
So
said creepy.
many people on my walk over here called me a creep.
On this street in Edinburgh, Scotland?
Oh, yeah.
Really? Outside the karaoke bar?
yeah, they're not paying attention to me. All the lads aren't paying attention to me.
All the lads.
All the Liams and Ewans, no offense. And that one hairstyle everyone wears and that one tracksuit everyone wears here. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful country.
They're not a national garb for Los Angeles.
For Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. I said it like that guy from What We Do in the Shadows. New
Matt
York
Berry.
City.
It's
Yeah.
one of the funniest. It's one
What
of the
a line
funniest-
delivery.
It's every single time. And
Yeah.
It just delivers a line.
Yeah.
It's like such a great lesson. It's just like, have you thought about just being weird? It's such a great career move. Instead of like trying to be normal and fit in,
Yeah.
just like, have you thought about saying things weird?
Have you ever thought about being just like a little bit quirky?
But also sexy. But see, what I do is like a goat.
Oh, today I was so quirky. I just,
But I'm very horny, quirky.
yeah.
That's Sam's brand.
It so literally is horny and quirky.
So weird.
Why would you do that? Also, huge jugs.
Jugs.
It's a running joke between me and my husband. I always reference, haven't I got like hefty jugs? And I'll like wiggle them at him.
Yeah.
And then sometimes if we were watching like the BAFTA, like awards ceremony or something, and I was like, if I ever got nominated for an award like this, obviously I'd bring you. Would you be proud of me? I'd thank you in my speech. Would you be proud of me? I'd be like, of course I would be proud of you. And that's actually the trap, because then I'll go, what award do you think I'm winning? And the last time that I said this, he said, probably best jugs or best new podcast. He at the last minute remembered something that I actually
you're doing. It's a joke. Oh shit. You're thinking you put a lot of time into it.
Yeah. Shall we just talk about your drink?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Sophisticated drink.
Oh, it's a classic.
But
And they're
yes.
sponsoring today's episode.
Oh, they are.
No.
Yes. They'll be in touch. Email me.
Yeah.
Long-standing relationship with
At
them.
ads at coke.com.
Got it. No notes. Perfect.
Yeah, we'll
Just
flash
send
it up
there.
on the screen. Flash it up on the screen. Surprise, your drink is a Coke.
It's a Coke. Actually, what I just found out, it's called here.
Yeah, a tinny can of bubbly wonk. Sorry. Zach, the last time Zach Zucker was here, he was like, we call this a can of soda. What do you guys call it? And I said, we call it a tinny can of bubbly wonk. And he was like,
Did he believe you?
for a second. And then he's like, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. And then he wanted to write a show called Tinny Can of Bubbly Wonk.
Yeah.
Maybe it will happen. No, we call
Hopefully
it.
he credits you. We'll see.
Is it very-
I'll send him an email.
Please do.
Yeah.
No, so we would cook. So it's normal Coke, full of the goodness of Coke, all the original Coke flavor and
Yes.
taste. We would call this full fat Coke
Yes.
because the others, Diet Coke, Coke Zero, what all the flavored stuff, whatever. That to us is like, oh, you've taken like the fat out of it. This is full fat Coke. Full fat Coke.
Full fat Coke.
Oh, he's singing
yourself a
absolutely
full fat
huge
Coke.
fat Coke.
Look at
Yeah.
this fat Coke. All right.
Was that me or Australian?
I don't know what it was, but I really like it. And I love the confidence.
Crocky,
it
there's
gives me.
Coke in this
Oh,
mug.
right. It's a full fat Coke. All right.
It's a full fat Coke. It's a fun little quirk of
Yeah.
Scotland, I think, or of the UK.
I don't know if in America we just call it Coke. But maybe we just don't need to differentiate that something has fat in it. But maybe we're just not as worried about it. I'm not sure.
It feels a bit. Demi Lovato had a thing where she went into a yogurt shop.
Yes.
And then they had like all of the different varieties of yogurt. And then she saw that some of them were like diet yogurts or like something. And then she said that made her feel bad. And then she walked out because she got overwhelmed and then she couldn't have the yogurt that she wanted. Everyone was like a bit, what?
She felt like guilt or shame because of the options.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know if that's the establishment's fault.
She did also once upon a time believe aliens were real and that she had like an experience with one. And when she saw the alien, she sang it one of her songs.
That's such a great go-to.
She was on that train with Jane Lynch.
What do I do? What do I do? I gotta sing. Yes. That's such a. She's a Disney kid, right?
Yes,
Such
former
a
Disney kid. Yeah,
Like, I know what'll help. The power of song.
The power of song. Say the power of Christ.
Power of Christ song.
Power of Christ and song.
But yes.
Are you fussy about whether it's, as we say, a full fat Coke or a Diet Coke? Is it the Coke family or a specific classic Coke that you like?
I don't normally drink classic Coke.
Okay.
Full fat piece of shit Coke, as you said. And I think I do it as a treat. I do it
It's a treat.
as a little treat.
Yeah.
And I probably have 700 a year. No, I probably have, just can't turn it off. I probably have like, I don't know,
Just have a little treat.
5 to 10 times a year, maybe. And it's
Okay, yeah, that is a treat. Yeah.
yeah. I'll have Diet Cokes or stuff like that randomly.
Okay.
My favorites, I do love soda water, but I do with Coke, I think I go through periods where I get migraines. And Coke is, I don't know if Coke is really, not a whole can.
Okay.
But if like a third of one or whatever, if you have a little bit, there's something with the sugar and the caffeine that
really?
it works really well. And I've taken all sorts of like meds and whatever pills for migraines, but a little bit of Coke helps a lot.
Have you ever had a Lucozade? Because Lucozade is sort of like a sporty soft drink that
Gatorade-ish, but more healthier than
in the family of Gatorade.
Okay,
yeah,
yes.
but fizzy, but you can get non-fizzy as well.
I have had this,
yes,
I think.
And when Josie Long was on this podcast, we talked about how a lot of us grew up in the UK thinking that Lucozade was medicinal.
Healthy, yes.
Healthy, yeah. Like if you were
Gatorade
ill.
too, yeah.
I remember I was on a school trip and I became unwell. Like it was like a camp for a couple of days. So they were waiting for my parents to come pick me up and they were trying to think of stuff to make me better. And one of the teachers was like, oh, here's some flat Coke. So drink this and you'll probably feel better.
Yes.
They also gave me a piece of lasagna. I don't think that was part of it. I think I was just hungry.
Needed food.
Yeah. But yes, I've heard of like Coke helping certain
I don't know if it's
ailments.
true, and I don't know if when is it like kind of not placebo, but whatever, mentally helping.
If it works for you,
Yes, it's fine.
then maybe it works,
in this
but only for you.
crazy world, it's
In
you
this-
just got
in this
anything that helps
economy.
you in this economy. Just take what works.
It's like what
But
people always have like a different remedy for the cold. Mm-hmm. Some people will be like, oh, I'll just get a lemsip. Other people's like hot honey lemon with a bit of chili in it. Or
nice.
put like a hot towel in your ear or whatever.
Yeah, put it in your ear. Yeah.
Or put it in your ear. And it probably won't work for the person you're telling it to, but if it works for you, then
A big part of healing is the mental thing.
mental thing.
I am doing
Yep.
what it takes to heal, just your body knowing that. I think that's like real.
I think that's real.
But Gatorade, so far I was thinking about Gatorade. I don't know if it actually is, but I'm so, I forgot what this is, like trained mentally, I forgot the word, that whenever I'm sick, I always get like Gatorades. And I don't even know if that's good.
I do the same with a Lucozade Sport.
Okay,
Yeah.
and it's I just don't, and I'm like, because that's what, because it's got the electrolytes. And I'm just
Electrolytes,
like,
My body can't absorb all this water. I've got to give it something else to try and help.
And I was like, I don't know if it is the best thing, but I like since a kid, and so, but I think it's the comfort thing of like,
It is
I'm
a
used
comfort
to
thing.
The
Yeah.
Gatorade, and I need orange.
It feels like you're
green.
being looked after.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you feel when you have a bit of Coke then? That the same way?
Well, if I have a headache,
yeah.
similar to someone who's like actually ADD and they take a real Ritalin or whatever, it's just like you just get, it feels a bit normalized. I don't feel like jittery. And
Okay.
again, if you have it, you're not doing a full can. I think a full can will then make the effects bad or make the headache
Yeah.
worse. But like a little bit, just a little bit of, because I think caffeine, I mean, if you take any migraine medicine, or at least in the US, migraine medicine, most of it has caffeine in it. Because I think that does something with your bloodstream and just like your whatever.
Your blood.
It does something with the blood.
It does something
and I
with your
think
blood.
that's good.
Yeah. Medicine is crazy in America.
Yeah.
I will
How so?
say.
Yes, how so?
Well,
How so? 'Cause
first of all,
I'm in the water. I can't tell it's water.
Why do I have to always buy my medicine out the back of a car? I asked for a multivitamin. Why is it in powder form?
Oh, yeah.
No, when the last time I was in America was on my honeymoon, and we were in New York. Well, we visited family in Boston, which is a different place.
From New York, yeah.
Yes, and then we went to New York. And
City or the state or all
the
over?
city, yes, because it is a state, isn't it?
Yeah, and a lot of people from Northern New York just every time they're like, they just get red. But anyway, I'm just curious.
Sorry to everyone in Richmond.
Virginia. There may be a Richmond,
Okay.
New York. Who knows?
Okay.
For all the people
There
in
is a
Buffalo.
Richmond in New York. There
is?
must be.
There must be.
Simply must.
There might be, and please don't write letters.
No, write
okay,
a
so you're
letter,
in New York
please.
City.
We're in New York City.
Medicine.
And so we had to go to a CVS because we both were feeling a bit. I think we both either got run down, we both had like a cold, whatever. We wanted to be alert for going to the Science Museum the next day. So I go into CVS and I'm just like, I just want paracetamol or something.
Yes.
Couldn't find paracetamol, but I could find Tylenol, which I think is more
What
or
is
less the same thing.
Paracetamol used for?
Like a painkiller.
Okay, but it does. Do you know what it has? Is it acetaminophen in it, or is it like
What you call me?
acetaminophen? You didn't know I was fluent.
Would you have a Google? What's the main ingredient
What
of
is
paracetamol?
the main ingredient? Yeah, because that's the only way I know.
Does it say the main ingredient is paracetamol?
No. U.S. equivalent paracetamol?
Well, see, the thing, what I was going to say was that, like, so for us, I think paracetamol and whatever Tylenol is, they're very similar.
Yeah.
And here, you can only buy 2 small packs of paracetamol at one time.
Yeah.
There's like a law that says you can't sell anyone any more than that.
But it gives you an opiate effect, kind of like over here?
I don't
no,
think
no, but they just
so.
limit it. Okay.
They just limit it. But in America, I could have bought a bottle of Tylenol the size of my head that had
Yeah.
about 400 pills in
Absolutely.
it.
Oh
Just,
yeah.
Just for fun. And for such a reasonable price as well.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what's in it because the main ingredient in Tylenol is acetaminophen.
Okay.
Is it the same?
Is it the same? So same, yeah.
So there's like,
Isn't
I know
that
that
crazy?
sometimes, yeah, it is crazy. Why would, because there's some, I mean, it's not great to take regularly. I think it's bad for whatever liver, but I don't
literally
know.
only take it like as and when, like if you had a really bad headache.
Exactly.
Paracetamol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's Advil and Tylenol. Those are the 2 big competing ones. But
Is there something different about Advil?
Advil is ibuprofen.
Okay. So we just buy ibuprofen.
Okay.
Just
It's
as
just
it
called
is.
that. Yeah,
Well, you
yeah.
can get like Nurofen. You can get like branded stuff.
Yeah, but you just get ibuprofen.
Yeah, but sometimes I buy the Nurofen ones because they taste nice.
Yeah, and it's special to get a brand.
It's special to
Special
get a
to
brand.
align yourself with a brand, you know?
Again, the mental effect of it.
Yes.
When I buy hay fever tablets, antihistamines, I have to buy the ones that cost a bit more and have a brand to them instead of just the normal stuff. And I know it's the same pill, but
Over here, are they pink?
no, they're tiny actually. They're very small and white.
In the U.S., all antihistamine things tend to be pink.
Really?
It comes from Benadryl is the name, the big name brand is what it's called. So it's like pink. It's like something with, yeah, that and Pepto-Bismol. What a fascinating.
Never had Pepto-Bismol.
You're missing out.
Oh, it sounds like
Charcoal,
it.
but it's pink.
Really?
But it's charcoal, good for belly stuff, but in like indigestion or whatever. But they make it pink. And I think just for people, instead of having be charcoal colored, they would makes people want to drink it more. I think.
It's a very educational episode today.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, you know, we don't need to fact check it. You said it on a podcast.
Yeah, don't look it up.
You've said it on a podcast, so it must be true.
If you're listening to this, don't fucking look it up.
It's the Joe
live
Rogan
life.
approach.
Enjoy
if
the
we've
moment
said
of life.
it is true.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah.
That's that's how I'm going to live my life now.
Please do. Please
No.
do.
No. Nice.
I'll just leave. Should we have a sip?
Yes.
Should we be wacky and crazy and have a little sip of
Yes,
Coke?
yes.
Oh my God, cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for being here. You opted for the horse butter mug.
What did you call me? Yes, I did. It's very playful. It's very cute.
It's a laugh, isn't it? It's a laugh.
A light giggle, yes.
A light giggle. You've got to have a light giggle. That's
nice.
my
Is that
medicine.
Oh, I'm sure that's really nice to hear. Oh, that sounds really good, I bet. Hopefully you're listening with headphones on.
Going down a treat. It really is. Sorry. Isn't it going down a treat, babes? Oh.
Babes. Oh.
Have you had a long, hard day of being quirky? This only appeals to like Zoe Deschanel and nobody else. Well, we're libated. We've got a bit of Coke in us.
Oh, yes.
Crazy.
Well.
Let's talk about your topic.
Oh, yeah.
It's a film. Oh, it feels like I've started doing this like charades.
Okay, go on. I'm like, what? Film.
It's 4 words.
Uh-huh.
The first word.
I can't see who. Who?
Yes. I guess we're running with this. 4th word.
The devil. Yes. Yep.
Who fucked the devil?
That's my favorite film.
Great film.
And I'm an expert on it.
Starring Jane Lynch and Selena Gomez.
It was Demi Lovato.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, fuck. We can edit. We'll edit that. We'll edit it. We'll edit it.
Sorry, I'm
Not to give you notes.
sorry, everybody. No, please. You're on a podcast.
It has to be Demi
I've got to
Lovato.
learn.
For that bit, it has to be Demi Lovato.
It has to be Demi Lovato.
Yeah. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
It was Demi Lovato.
It's not called Who Fucks the Devil.
No,
okay?
it's
called
not.
Who Framed Roger
Who
Rabbit.
framed Roger Rabbit?
Now you're getting it presenter. Who framed?
Who
Roger
framed
Rabbit?
Roger Rabbit?
On the BBC News. I'm Nigel Nigelson with the BBC News. Every time it's like, nope, always sound like this.
Eric Edwards, Nigel Nigerson.
Yeah.
Great film. I've seen it a few times, not recently. So my references may be loose.
It's okay.
I know
all right.
Roger Rabbit. I know Jessica Rabbit.
Yes, that's pretty much.
And then
Oh wait, there's a bunch more characters. Never mind.
there are
That's not pretty much it.
several,
Yeah,
many
never
more
mind, never mind.
characters.
That's it.
Was there a particular reason why you wanted to talk about this today?
It was a really interesting thing when you today of all days.
Today of all days.
With everything going on in the world, this is what you want to talk about?
England doing rugby,
Is that what they're
I
doing?
think,
Rugby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
against another country.
And this is what you want to talk about?
You want to talk about who fucked the devil and Roger Rabbit?
Who fucked the rabbit? So funny. I said what?
You said it like the mum in a family sitcom would be like, kids,
Who left
who
what?
fucked the rabbit?
This happens a lot in that family. Yeah, it was interesting when I asked you. It's like, oh yeah, would you like to be on this podcast? And you have to pick something you're expert on or something you'd like to talk about.
Yeah.
And a really weird thing happened to my brain, which is I was like, I don't know anything. It was like this really weird. I was like, I don't know it.
It is
but
this-
it's not
yeah.
true. But this weird. I was like juggling between like 4 or 5 things, and it was just like, who framed Roger Rabbit? So I was like, okay, that's really
there you
specific
go.
and weird.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have
We'll
even
take
said
it.
my favorite movie. I don't know if that would have been my. So it's a really interesting stuff. But yeah,
It is
I'm
that
down.
thing. It's like that thing when somebody in a job interview goes like, "Tell me about yourself," but they give you no
What
guidance.
comes
You're
out.
like, "Well, come to think of it, I don't remember anything about my life until today."
I've always wanted to juggle. This is like what?
I have 2 legs at the moment.
That's a perk for the interviewer. At the moment, I can
the
get more,
moment.
baby. I can get more.
When was the last time you watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
I've only seen it once when I was a kid. No, I'm kidding. Couldn't even get through that without laughing at myself. I probably a year ago. Year ago.
And is it a film that you save for a special occasion, or do you just watch it on a whim? Because sometimes when people want to talk about a film, they go like, do you know what, I'll save it for Christmas, or I'll save it for a family gathering or something.
No, I it's on a whim. It's like when I feel it. But I don't know if it's once a year, but once every 2 years or whatever. But as a kid, I do think I would struggle to find a movie that I would have watched more. Like as a child, I was like obsessed with that. There's a few movies I was obsessed with, but that was one of those.
What do you think drew you to that film before you saw it the first time?
I think like as a kid, I always loved, and there's like anything that makes it's a kid's movie. It's meant and marketed towards children, but there's a lot of adult stuff in that, and adult. You don't have R rating here, but it's pretty good. No, it's not. I don't know what I'm talking about. So, but it's very like adult. Like there's jokes and it's like adult themes in it, kind of. And I think as a kid, that really appeals. Like, ooh, this is like an adult kids movie. But it really kind of is
naughty.
Yeah, this is like crazy stuff going on. And I think also there's something about the journey of the main character, this detective played by Bob Hoskins.
Yes. Who is not animated.
Not animated.
Yeah.
And not animate currently. Oh, perfect. So screaming at my transgression towards the Hoskins family. Oh, that was me like trying to be like a good, like, I'm going to help segue this back.
Yeah. That's lovely.
He died a few years ago. But I big fan. But he, there's a whole thing in that movie about him. He's like, starts off very serious, and then at the end of the movie, his journey is just like he's like gets in touch with his silly side again. And I think I always love movies where adults are acting silly and insane. I think it was being about that. That's why I like all the Jim Carrey movies and stuff like that, where you're just like, oh, how fun, and so and permission for. That wasn't modeled a lot in my life, you know. It's like very serious. So, so I think that's why. That's another reason why. And it's just a cool movie.
It's a cool movie.
Yeah,
it's a cool movie. Like artistically, it looks very different to most movies. For anyone, I'm just conscious of anyone who hasn't seen it.
Weird.
Could you act out the full film?
Yeah. Here, let me hold your mic at the same time while I do it.
No, but remind me of the plot of the film.
It's summed up pretty neatly in the title. So it's about this private investigator. So in this world, it's like an alternative history of Hollywood. Okay. And there's like cartoon characters exist in the real world. And they're like movie stars and like character actors. And they're treated so like, you'll like Marilyn Monroe knows Bugs Bunny, whatever, in this world.
Yeah.
Of course. Those two. But so in this world, but tunes are kind of, it's very, I don't know if it's actually like a clean or neat allegory, but it's very much about like, they live like segregated in a ghetto. It's very much like a clear, like the tunes. And I didn't understand as a kid. I was like, oh, like, okay. So whatever they are, they're not, whatever they're modeled after, they're not white. And, but like tunes are kind of othered in that way.
Right.
And they're treated as second-class citizens in Los Angeles. And so in this world, Roger Rabbit, who's like on par at this time in this world is like Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny. He's basically framed for murder of this mogul of this cartoon studio. Okay. Acme, the guy, Marvin Acme is his name. The Acme from
like Acme that you see in everything. Okay, right.
So that's like the joke is like that's a real company, guy. So he's framed, and so then I'm skipping over everything. But long story short, they hired this private investigator is involved with this, and he's kind of partnered up with Roger Rabbit to help him get out of it.
Lovely.
So it's fun. You just get it's a very interesting movie because you just don't like. There's no way that movie could get made today because of it's a Disney movie, but
is it?
It's a Disney, but it was released under Touchstone Pictures because Disney didn't it was a bit more adulty than what they had been doing. So it was a Disney movie, but they have almost all the Looney Tunes in there, They have like Bugs Bunny interacting with Mickey Mouse, which just wouldn't happen today. Like they have all these. There's a bunch of other characters.
A big like crossover
Lots
thing.
of crossovers. So to get all the, so it happened at a very interesting time because it's Robert Zemeckis, if you're familiar, the director. He did Back to the Future and Forrest Gump. And,
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. That's how we say it where I'm from.
Gump. Forrest.
Forrest Gump. It's like a perfume. Gump. Forrest. So Robert Zemeckis like came off of like making Back to the Future, massive hit. So then the studio's like, do whatever you want. And then Steven Spielberg, you've heard of her. I'm assuming.
She's lovely.
She's lovely.
Yeah.
So those, he produced it and this guy Robert Zemeckis directed it. And those two at that time in the 80s, Steven Spielberg and then Robert Zemeckis coming off Back to the Future, total power, total can do whatever they wanted. So they basically, because of those two, were able to get all this stuff. And also Disney at that time, it wasn't doing well. Like there wasn't a huge hit like all of the 80s.
Right.
Maybe even the 70s too. Like there was
flop era.
It really was. Like I'm trying to think of like the biggest things over there was just like Sword in the Stone or Black Cauldron or whatever. Like those weird movies. Like there was nothing. They weren't in their heyday of like the 60s and stuff. And it's before basically this movie galvanized the Disney animation department to like kind of reset and get it together.
Yeah.
Because then the next year is Little Mermaid. And then the next year is whatever.
Okay.
Like, it's that huge run of Lion King.
We're stepping up.
Yeah. So, but it's this massive thing. But Roger Rabbit was the first. It was a huge hit when it came out, but it was the first thing that kind of like catalyzed it all. And so it was like Disney but Disney was like a floundering studio. Like they were thinking about going back to just being theme parks.
It's weird to think of Disney ever flopping.
It's crazy.
Because you just think like, oh, Disney, like they've always been a huge company and never faltered.
Yeah. And they own everything.
They own everything. That was the question. Like, it must have been like a rights nightmare because, like, if you think about like the most popular type of films now, like all the superhero films, and for ages it was like the Fantastic Four. They can't be in that film because they were owned by Fox or whatever, and now like Marvel's owned by Disney, and then they can't. So we can't. But we can't even. We can like show the glove of Mr. Fantastic, but we can't do anything else. But
exactly.
But here
that's
you've
why
got
it's a miracle.
Bugs Bunny, and I think you said Bugs Bunny sucking off Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, sucking off Mickey Mouse.
There's a deleted scene.
Well, Mickey Mouse actually he required him to call him a big fat piece of shit Coke, and then sucked off his big fat piece of shit penis.
Yeah.
So, but it is interesting. I didn't really pick up on that till now that was in the movie.
It's incredible the things that you just block out, isn't it? Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's probably why I need to be yelled at by Mickey Mouse to come.
What would that sound like?
I think I hear him walking in now. All right. That was way better than I thought.
Yeah.
Way better than I thought.
Did you have a Mickey in your back pocket, or is that the first time you tried?
Never. Maybe as like a bit at parties, but years ago. Yeah, I do all the cartoon characters at parties. Invite me. No, I think. Oh boy, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Wow,
that is good.
How's that spiking the audio? I'm trying to get away from. Okay, perfect, great. Awesome.
I can't do any voices. I can't do any cartoon characters.
That can't be true.
Okay, give me one. Give me a cartoon character. I'll do it.
Okay, let's think of something easy. Donald Duck.
Okay. Where are my kids? He's got a lot of kids, right? And then they're like running around.
Where are my kids? Where are my pants? Where are my kids?
They're not unconnected. The fact he's never wearing pants, and also he's like a dad of 3 or something.
It's pretty fucked up. Bachelor pad, living. He's a mess. He's just angry all the time.
Talk about full fat coke.
And we are.
Yeah.
No, it would have been a nightmare to make that movie. Like, I don't. But at the time, it was just Disney didn't have as much power or understood. Even maybe no one cared about. They cared about the IP, obviously, but they didn't care as much maybe at the time. Or they're like, fuck it, we're kind of not doing well.
Do you think people in general cared that much about IP?
Back then.
Was the idea of intellectual property?
I don't think people would have associated it with TV and movies as much as they would have like I can't think of anything. Like a wrench, or I'm coming up with like this
Like an
Apple
invention.
software. Exactly. I don't think
something you can patent.
Yes, I think that intellectual property, but since it's intellectual and not an actual physical thing, it's like I think at the time, no, I don't think people were. Maybe I'm sure they were kind of thinking about it, but I think in the general public, you're saying, no, I don't think they were. I don't think that was a concern.
So it's a big mashup of a lot of cartoon characters,
Yeah.
all interacting. Were there any not in the film that you were like, oh, I wish they'd somehow got the rights to them?
I don't know. I just know that some weren't in it, and because the companies didn't allow it, and I don't know why, and I don't know if they regret it. Popeye's not in it.
Oh,
Is Popeye big over here?
never heard of it.
Tom and Jerry?
Yeah, we love
Okay,
Tom
you
and Jerry.
love Tom and Jerry.
And we love Popeye too. We have Popeye. We had Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, so Tom and Jerry, they're not in it. Popeye's
Right.
not in it. But I feel like that's kind of, those are the biggest ones and there's a few others I think that aren't, but as far as like the big ones. But no, I think they had
Were there, I assume there were no, like Japanese cartoon, like anime.
No, not for American. At that
There were
time
no
too.
Pokemon. There were no.
No, it was before Pokemon. It was before Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know why I said it like that.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I said it like I had disdain for it, but I actually have no.
Did you watch
opinion.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
No.
Oh,
The only. Sorry, I'm sorry. Did you really want to go on?
I learned something very interesting about
You
Yu-Gi-Oh.
can tell me still. I'll allow it.
Thank you for allowing me to talk on
My show.
Stop it. It was to do with how cartoons, when they are originally in Japanese and then shipped over to other countries in English,
Yeah.
a lot of the time, because adults watch cartoons in Japan just as much as kids do, sometimes they'll just see the cartoon and think, oh, right, it's a cartoon, it's for kids, so we'll get it over here as well. So we'll get a show like Yu-Gi-Oh! And it will be put on with like Saturday morning cartoons.
Right.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Is all about like the card game, and we're just like competing to be the best at the card game, and you think nothing of it.
Yes.
And then apparently in the Japanese version of Yu-Gi-Oh!, and feel free to correct me if I've got this wrong, apparently if you lose in Yu-Gi-Oh!, you die. But they cut that out completely, and it's just like, oh no, I lost the tournament. I guess I'll go back to my home planet, and then Poochie like goes off with the thing.
heavy.
Same with Sailor Moon. Mostly all lesbians.
You see, I watched. There's like there's a block after school kind of. You get home.
Yes.
Block of television that
Yes.
I grew up, and part of that there was this anime block that was like Sailor Moon,
Yep.
Dragon Ball Z, and Gundam Wing. Those are the
Yes.
three. So those are the one. Gundam Wing and Dragon Ball and Sailor. Those are, I barely remember any Sailor Moon, but Gundam Wing and Dragon Ball. I remember those a little bit. But I was like, that was fun. But also at night on this Cartoon Network channel, they have Cartoon Network in UK.
Yeah.
Do they call that? Okay,
I had Cartoon Network. Yeah.
The Cartoon Network at night, it was this thing called like Toonami or something like that.
Toonami? Yeah, we had that. Yes.
And they would do these, I think this was right. I'm probably mixing up a bunch of things, but they would do the unedited adult version of Dragon Ball. And so you like go and you like watch that and you're like, this is incredibly violent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Blood.
Very
I was like,
graphic.
oh, I had no idea. I thought it really was a kid's show. So that's
And
interesting.
then every now and again, you'll just like, you think you remember the scene, and then Goku says, like, great, that cell defeated. Guess I'm just going to go rub one out. And then you're like, I don't remember that at all.
Weird. And he said it like that?
He did.
Begrudgingly? Like,
In that exact voice. I'm the voice actor for Goku.
okay. That's how you remember.
Oh my God, babes, it's over 9,000.
Babes. I'm a Super
Babes, your
Saiyan.
power level's over 9,000. You need to calm down.
So fussy.
Diva. Can we talk about one of the, I think, probably very like referential, iconic characters from this film? And it's not Roger Rabbit or Bob Hoskins.
Is it J-Dog?
It's J-Town.
Yeah, it's J-Town.
It's J-Town population woof.
You thought he was going to say one. He didn't. He said woof.
I like to change the game up every day.
Because when I think of Jessica Rabbit, I do think of those cartoon wolves that sit at the tables and like pound the table and their tongue rolls out like a carpet.
Yeah.
Their eyes turn into swords and they shoot out.
Yeah.
Or multiple eyes going in and out. Yes.
Yes.
Jessica Rabbit. That's what I thought all women looked like when I watched them. I was just like, which is interesting because I grew up with my mother and
you
two
would
older
have seen
sisters.
them
I would have
in
seen
the
them
wild.
Yeah. But there's something as soon as I in the wild.
In the wild.
In the forest.
Yeah. Sort of like
foraging
for berries.
as what the women do, and it's like the species
Making jams
and berries.
chutneys.
Just berries for jams and chutneys.
Yeah. What else would you use them for? Yeah.
Jessica Rabbit. It was really, you're just like, like, it was really, because I saw when I was such a kid. What I saw before, it was like before even puberty or anything like that. So it wasn't even like this, like, whoa, va va voom. So it's really funny watching it as an adult. You're like, it's so funny. Like, it is this like horny thing.
I was gonna say, when you watch it as a kid, did you understand she's like a sex symbol? She's supposed to be very sultry and very...
I think, it's hard to remember, but I think so, but I don't even know what that would have meant. Like, but it was like this, all I knew is like she was desired.
She desired.
With an impossible waist.
Oh my goodness.
She had back problems.
She really horrendous.
Holding up those hefty jugs. See, it's just different when I say it. Like, you can get away with saying it, but there's something...
Yeah, because I'd say like, oh my God, Jessica, your jugs look great.
Yeah, see, you're throwing it away, and I like to just really lean on the words, like, nice hefty jugs.
It's the vacant look after you're finished talking.
Okay, I'll write it down. Yeah, it's the lingering menace.
Yes. The Phantom Menace. Yeah. It's all about you saying the word jugs.
And it's not a phantom, it's here right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jessica
Rabbit.
I probably came more familiar with the character because of how often she was referenced in other things. Like, so many people would dress up as her for like Halloween and stuff like that. And I think that's how you've made a good character, if people want to dress up as them.
It was very just simple, like iconic red hair, the red sparkly dress, and just like it's already a built-in character movement. Like, it's just swaying the hips, and it's just like it's a very clear, defined like. But I'm like, I guess the only thing before that in culture would have been Marilyn Monroe. I don't really know.
I suppose so.
Yeah, because it is interesting. Like, why? But yeah, I guess that would be.
The difference is Marilyn Monroe was a real woman.
Huh?
Yeah.
Can I find her now?
She's as animate as Bob Hoskins.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. Not very.
No. I have seen like Heidi Klum does that Halloween party every year, and she dressed up as something crazy. And one year she did Jessica Rabbit.
She did? I've always, the last few times I've seen her, she's like dressed up as
like some shit. Fucking like egg.
Yeah.
She's like, this year I'll just be a big German egg, and I was like, oh great, well, good for you, Heidi
Klum. Really rich hot person thing where you just like lose your mind and like, I'm an egg. I'm gonna spend $40,000 on this.
Just looking like an egg, and then all of a sudden that will be the body standard. Women need to be shaped more like eggs,
which I agree with.
You said it several times before we hit record.
It's okay for them, but that they should be.
Yeah, no, it's dangerous for their bodies. It's a very bottom-heavy proportions. Very bottom-heavy, but it's what you want, and you said it on a podcast, so it's what you shall get.
Lives forever.
This is niche. I'm going to say something you won't understand any of the words that I just said.
Great.
There is a show in Spain where my family's from.
I don't know any of the words you just said.
Spain is the country.
Just keep going.
Country's like a big bit of earth.
Okay, now I gotcha.
Yeah, you know, the wet stuff around it.
Now I'm lost again. You can go.
Okay. There's a show there which is based off of a show that we used to have here called Stars in Their Eyes, where people would go on and they'd sing and impersonate like a famous singer.
Okay.
And Ruth Lorenzo, who came 5th on the 2008 series of The X Factor. Are you having a stroke?
Keep going, I'll be fine.
She did this show. It's like a really big deal in Spain. And like big like singers will go and do it. So she goes and does it. She's from Spain. It was the whole thing. Cheryl Cole was just like, oh, it's so amazing that you've been able to compete on the X Factor despite English being your second language, pet.
That's a great voice you just did.
Thank you so much.
Just apply that to cartoon characters.
And so Ruth Lorenzo goes out, and one week she, instead of like a real singer, she's given Jessica Rabbit, because I think Jessica Rabbit sings, I've forgotten the name of the song. Why don't you do right? Do right? Why don't you do right?
Yes.
Hey you, why don't you do right?
She says it like that. That sounds familiar.
Yeah. Why don't you do right like some other men do?
Hey.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Hey, is that a full fat Coke in your pants, or are you just...
Who Fuck the devil.
So she sang that, and they dressed her up as a Jessica
And that was
Rabbit.
like, you're like, that was before seeing the movie, you saw that.
Yeah. By the time that I'd seen this,
Yeah.
I was an adult, fully gay, so did nothing. But there is something to be said about like a very womanly figure, where it's the kind of figure that even would make a man like me go like, oh.
Yeah, there's some stuff that's just like, there's like, it's like very just appealing to the eye of just, you're just like, even the red sparkles or what, it's like very, you're just like, oh, like very, that's why you get, you know, with everything with drag, you're just like, oh, like, how cool. You just like, you know, it's like,
Drag
even
is
just like
very alluring when it's,
just like, but it goes back to just like, we love just sparkly things. It's big, like this is very like big and broad. Like I just love
just big sparkly jugs.
That's all we want.
Sorry.
We're trying to get back.
We love big sparkly jugs. Was that it?
That was it. But I
Yeah.
would have let it linger just a couple more seconds. But you did great.
Was I elongating the syllable long enough?
Wait, say it again. Jungs.
Big sparkly jugs. No, I
That sounds
know.
no, that sounds normal to me.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fine. Was it? Dare I use the phrase? Was that? It kind of sounds like it wasn't. Was it like a bit of a sexual awakening, Jessica Rabbit, or no?
No, I
That's
wouldn't say
not.
that.
You knew that there was an appeal there, but it wasn't.
I think I saw it when I started watching. I was too young to get that, I think.
Okay.
But and then I don't ever remember being
Horny ever.
ever in my life.
Yeah.
No.
And that's
like I said, I
fine.
need like it kind of just I need some like a Mickey Mouse type figure to yell at me for anything to happen down there.
Yeah. Where are your kids? Sorry, that's Donald Duck.
Yeah, I didn't understand.
Because then if someone says that, then you're like, oh, I better make some now.
I would love for you to just, it won't, I mean, you can't put it online because they'll sue you, but just to do a silent Donald Duck, just even doing a video, just putting on CapCut and just you doing voiceover.
Yeah.
Wait, he's saying, where are your kids? To other people? I love it. It doesn't matter. He's always looking in the mirror. Where are your kids?
Sam, love that take. Can we just try one where we sort of like stay more true to the script, sound a bit more like a duck? You can keep your trousers off. That's fine.
That's
we
fine.
love that. We insist everyone does that. Just ask Demi Lovato. Oh, dear. Is this... I am getting somewhere with this. Is this a long film? You know, there's like films these days are like 3 hours long.
It's so long. Everything is, when you watch like a 90-minute movie, it's so refreshing.
You're like 90 minutes,
is
hour and a
perfect.
half, easy, done.
Yeah. It has
Yeah.
to be an exceptional movie if you're going to do a 2.5 hour, 3 hour.
And a lot of the time they're not.
No. Filler.
Avatar? No. Stop talking about that tree.
Too long. It's just
Too
a tree.
long. Too
Just
long.
kill the tree already.
Harry Potter?
We get it. Wands.
Yeah,
We
wands.
get it.
Lord of the Rings?
Forget it.
Okay.
I've forgotten all about it. I've watched the extended edition before, and it is hilarious because I was like, I like those movies, all right.
Yeah.
But it's like when I watched the extended edition, I was like, oh yeah, I know why they cut that. That's just a field for 2 minutes, and it's just them talking about like teacups in a field for 2 minutes. Like, yeah, that's not even in the books.
Adds
Why'd you-
nothing. Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Nothing to the plot. Nothing to the plot.
Yeah, I mean, if it is under 2 hours, but I actually can't remember. I don't recall it being long because it's such a well-made movie.
I was going to
So
say,
it's like it flies
so did you
by.
even notice
I don't notice.
when I put on a film that I properly love, like Mrs. Doubtfire or
Great movie.
Last Holiday starring Queen Latifah?
Never seen that.
It's a very simple movie. The plot very linear. There's not much to it,
Yeah.
and that's why it's a great film.
It's
You
nice.
know what you're getting. It's very peaceful.
Yeah.
She gets everything she wants.
That's nice.
It's really just nice to see Queen Latifah like having a nice time.
Genuinely though, like
Yeah.
it's nice. It's the older I get, the more I'm like, I used to like complicated dark movies. I was like, man, I just want to see someone get what they want.
I want to see Queen
In 90
Latifah
minutes.
go to Prague and enjoy a nice dinner.
She goes to Prague?
She goes to Prague. She stays at a hotel. She thinks she's about to die, so she spends all of her life savings
What?
on a once-in-a-lifetime trip. And then Gerard Depardieu turns out to be the chef, and she's like, "I'll order everything on the menu, all in one go, please. And then she doesn't make any substitutions, but everyone else in the restaurant is like, I don't want this with dairy. I would like this without any gluten. And he's just like, why don't you just fucking kill me? Just making everything without dairy or without gluten. And then Queen Latifah comes along and be like, I'll just have it as it is. And he's just like, no substitutions.
I love her.
Literally. It's just like, what a woman. She eat the butter.
She's a real woman.
Yeah.
A real woman. I can't do French.
She's a real woman with the big jugs. With the big jugs of cream.
50 jugs. 50 jugs. When you said Gerard Depardieu, I immediately pictured Gerard Butler. So it was just like, he talks like that in the movie? But I know who you're talking about now, and everyone's a big fan of Gerard Depardieu.
Because Gerard Butler, Irish, and so he would have, and menacing.
Yeah.
Like, she's not having any butter.
Also, a perfectly fine movie.
Yeah, fine.
Just is glaring and hates
She's not
Queen
having
Latifah.
Kerrygold standard butter. So,
Yes.
when you watch this film,
Yes.
when do you think the next time you'll be watching it will be?
Well, now we're talking about it. I want to watch when I.
No, you wanna
when I
watch
get
it
back,
again?
Yeah, when I get back home, I think I'll watch it.
Well, there you go.
A couple months.
How does it make you feel when you whack it on?
When I what? Jesus Christ.
When you whack on a full fat Roger Rabbit.
What is
that
this?
not a...
Wait, why are all the doors locked in here?
When you
Yes.
when you put on a film in order to watch it on the television.
I can get tricked a lot with UK stuff where you'd be like, yeah, that's what we say. It's like when you jerk yourself off watching a movie. I'm like, well, I guess that's what they say in Newcastle. I don't know what they say.
When you're having a big creamy wank.
When you're fucking your mother, like, I guess that's a Leeds thing. I don't get it.
I mean, it is. But
See, I don't know enough about the reference to even know if that was like a great reference or not.
you can basically say
You could shit
about
on
anywhere
Leeds?
in the UK, they either fuck their relatives or sheep, and you're probably correct. I'm from Cornwall, so say something about Cornwall.
Cornwall. just put the food down. Roasted.
Which
By the way, I'm a human being, and I've talked before to people. This is the best I can do. That was genuinely my best.
because the thing that we're known the best for is clotted cream.
Really?
So I was kind of like, it's actually very valid. We eat a lot of cream.
Okay, got it. Okay, great. Where is Cornwall and the region?
Right at the south, right most south, most west that you can go.
Okay, most west. Got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Most south and west.
South
It's right
and
at the
west.
bottom.
Yes.
The little nubbin that sticks out.
Yeah. Because when I think of the most south, I think Brighton. But then you
Which is right on the south coast. But
Yes.
yeah, Cornwall is
Southwest. Okay, cool.
the westerlymost and southerlymost part of the UK.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Yes.
And we're all fucking huge.
It's huge and have cream in your blood.
Yes.
Stuff blood. All right, stop. But wait, what were we talking about? Just trying to get out of this.
How does this film make you feel when you watch it?
There's always the nostalgia thing, being a kid watching it.
Of course.
I'm always surprised that I genuinely laugh out loud at things.
Do you discover new jokes every time you watch
so.
it? Be like,
I
oh,
think
I
so.
forgot. Yeah.
Like, oh, like most of it's like, oh, I didn't get that. That's what they're making fun of. Most it's like a lot of it's like satire on Hollywood stuff, and there's a lot of stuff like going. Oh my God, going back to the traffic transportation thing with Los Angeles.
Yes.
There's the whole plot of this movie is to condense it. The villain is buying up all the there's all these streetcars. And LA used to be, this is a true thing, LA used to be like have an amazing public transit system, and there's all these streetcars everywhere.
Yes.
All over the place, amazing public. And there's a line in the movie. It was like God, I forgot what it was, but anyway, the punchline of this line is like, it's like, LA, we have the best public transportation system in the world, which is not the case now.
Right.
But it used to be. and this is a real thing that the movie, the villain is buying up all this land, studio land, and then going to turn and put a freeway on it, and buying up all the rail cars and putting a freeway on it. But this is a real thing that happened in Los Angeles and a bunch of other cities in America in like the 20s and 30s. General Motors and car company and a bunch of tire companies and oil companies, Standard Oil, and a bunch. This is all real. They bought up all of these rail car companies, and they bought up all of it in LA for sure, and a bunch of other cities.
Yeah.
And dismantled it and put in buses that they owned, and just took out where the rail lines were and put in roads and freeways just to encourage car culture.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's a real thing. So anyway, the movie's about that. And I'm like, oh my God, like I forgot, like that's what they're making fun, you know. So anyway.
You have that here in Scotland as well. If you've ever gone to Cumbernauld, if you get off the train at Cumbernauld, you exit the station, there are roads and no pavements because it's like a town that was made only to be driven in.
Oh,
so weird. You can't walk anywhere. I was trying to walk to a venue.
It's very weird here to think of that.
I know, yeah, that's especially like in Edinburgh.
We grew up in Texas and Dallas. Like it's like that's a lot of. It feels like it's not hospitable.
Yeah, but like you have to like walk next to a functioning road.
Yeah.
Whilst the cars there's no road for you. And then when I saw the theatre that I was performing at, I was like, oh, I think I have to go cross this bridge. So I crossed the bridge, and then that door was locked. So then I had to go back over the bridge and then shimmy down a little grassy hill and then walk over the road to get to the theatre. But it was like far away.
It's fucking annoying.
It's designed to be driven in.
Yeah.
How poignant.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And it's like in this kids movie, you know,
in
so
a kids movie.
It's just like, oh yeah, like that. And it's like, oh, how real was that? And so, but there's stuff like that. There's adult humor and jokes that you don't get. But it's like, the more I just laugh at the older I get, the more it's like those classic cartoons, like Looney Tunes and stuff. It's like how primal all of it is. It's like how to my funny bone. It's like me as a performer now. I'm like, oh yeah, that's like the funny, the slapstick.
That's
like
why
I still love
like
all
that.
Yeah. I'm watching like, oh, of course I like this movie because I'm insane on stage, and so you're like, oh right, big goofy cartoonish humor. So, but I'm always a little bit like I just laughed out loud at a cartoon.
And you've got to have a laugh.
Okay, I thought for a while when I heard the term "have a laugh," I had watched this show before I ever went to the UK. Watched the show Extras, and his big tagline is like, "Are you having a laugh?" That's the big tagline, I think, of it.
Is
sitcom.
That of when he
gets his own TV show? He's like, "You having a laugh?" I just thought that was like a line, a Ricky Gervais like line that he came up with.
No,
the term "having a laugh." So anytime I've heard that, I was like, God, fuck, they love Ricky Gervais over here. And only this past year, I was like, I'm an idiot. Of course,
objectively, some people do.
Of course. Yeah.
But no, we say that all of the time. You've got to have a laugh. You've got to have a laugh.
Yes.
At the end of the day, you've got to have a laugh.
Take things lightly.
Basically, if you watch an episode of Love Island, all of the stuff that you hear like 2 or 3 times, that's all.
Yeah.
She's like, can I just pull you for a chat? I'm feeling a bit muggy. I feel very mugged off.
Again. I don't know.
I've just been mugging myself.
Yes, I get it. I don't know. I felt very taken care of when I hear "Leave it with me." That's not.
Is that an us thing?
I hardly ever hear that in the U.S. But leave it with me. It's very much like, I'll take care of you. Like not usually it's like, I'll handle it. You know, that's my impression of every person from the UK doing an American impression. It always sounds like my voice.
But your voice that sounded more southern. Oh wait, you said you're from Texas.
I am. It comes out every now and then.
Correct then.
Yes. Well, we've got to the bottom of it.
That'll be it. That'll be why I haven't understood a fucking word you've said.
Do you do an American impression?
Let me try.
It's okay.
Try.
I've tried to bust out.
Let me try. I'll try it. Where are my kids?
Whoa. Really good. Very southern.
I do like the ladies from Toddlers and Tiaras because they have a very unique
I've never watched it,
cadence.
But it's a very intense.
You know, the baby beauty pageants.
Yes, of course.
And the mums do the bulk of the talking because the kids are children, so they don't say a lot.
So when I signed Tina up for... It's like a lot of this like...
I am the mother of McKinley Grace Savannah Grace McKinley. She is competing to be Little Miss Racist in
in my home state. Michaela, Get your makeup on. Yeah, that's pretty, yeah. And they're also putting it on a bit and being sassier just because the camera's on them too. But they really do talk about it. Like, that's, I've a bunch of people grew up with talking.
One of the toddlers, they asked her a question. They were like, how do you understand the value of money? And she was like, I go to McDonald's and they have a dollar menu and I love a cheeseburger. And then her mum like is watching her from the crowd and going like, and then she immediately starts clapping, going like, you know what? Me too. You did great up there, honey. Well done.
So weird.
Yeah.
That's not far off. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of the countries going into that. Absolutely.
Why? What happened?
To our...
By the time
I had an event.
By the time this comes out, like, that will be fixed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing... I don't know if you've heard. We're doing really well over there.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
We're all feeling good and treating each other well.
Oh, you're looking forward to not having to suck on a paper straw?
What did you just say to me? Again, with these. You call it a paper straw.
He signed an executive order banning. Oh, okay,
horrible.
fine. Yeah.
You're just like, of all the things, you're like, oh my God. It's just so, it's just so transparent too. It's just like all the,
he's doing all the stuff he said he would do.
Of course. It's just so, but to the base, it's like good. It's like, that, I don't know. It is really interesting. It's really, I have to say, it's horrifying, but I say just to protect myself, like, it's interesting.
It's really interesting, isn't it?
But it is a nightmare.
Yeah.
A nightmare. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Yes.
And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And
That's
I proudly
important.
stand
There's
up
more.
next to them. And another line right here. And I'm proud to be an American.
Take it home. Go on, bring it home.
God bless the USA. That can't be right. But that's pretty much what have you ever heard that song?
No, I thought you just wrote it.
It's a fucking real song that's played.
Oh, it's a banger.
It's very good. And I sing it better than the guy.
If you say so.
If you say so, Michaela. McKenna? Kenzie?
Savannah Grace McKinley, you did real good out there. Well, that I think really sums up how we all feel about Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
And Coca-Cola.
Yes, and Coca-Cola.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, we have one little final segment on this show.
He's taking his pants off?
I wasn't, but I can.
It is a paper straw.
No, it's metal.
Just goofing. Oh.
It's time for Quickfire Feelings.
Do you have a theme song for it? Or?
We really probably should.
5.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Royalties.
We'll take it.
Just royalties.
I've got 5 random things here.
Okay.
You tell me how they make you feel. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. First thing. How do you feel about dark chocolate?
I feel like I'm healthy when I eat it, but I eat too much of it, so that negates its, I guess what it's supposed to be for, which is, I don't know. I do like it.
Okay.
I do like it. If I was like, this is my deathbed and I want a last treat, I would not go for it. But I do like it.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
How do you feel about tap water?
Here, I love it.
Uh-huh.
LA, I don't drink it as much.
Is it bad in LA?
A little bit of a taste, but I can drink it fine. But then there's something about here. It actually, you can taste the freshness.
The water.
In Edinburgh. It really is amazing.
Yeah.
It's like depressing.
Crisp.
Yes. But I feel fine.
How do you feel about horoscopes?
I just start sobbing. I don't really take too much stock in that.
Okay.
But I think it's sort of like with getting like tarot readings or anything like that. I think there's a lot of use when you read those or like something because you hear the horoscope or prediction or whatever the reading. And it does help frame like you're going to be going through this or like you're feeling this or you're this way. It's just nice. It gives you a framing like even if it's like, no, I'm not. It still helps you identify what you are.
Many ways, it's very much like the Lucozade or Gatorade
Yes, exactly. No, very
of
true.
spiritual mental health.
Very true. Yeah, I wouldn't base huge life decisions on it. But then I also hear I'm Gemini, and so then I hear stuff where I'm like, oh yeah. But whenever I say this, like, it's a really Gemini thing of you to say that, and I'm like, okay, is this tan?
She's
lady?
famously a Gemini.
Famous. Who is this?
Nadine Coyle. I can't do her accent again on this show. I've done it so many times.
Bummer.
I'll do it after.
Okay, great.
I'll do it after.
But I think if it helps you feel better about life in this crazy nightmare world, I think that's fine.
Fair enough.
Yes.
I completely agree.
It's fun. It is a little fun.
It's a little fun.
Yes.
You've got to have a laugh.
Yes. Love it.
Love it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about connecting to a car speaker via Bluetooth?
It's satisfying. It makes you feel like I'm in the future. I'm still not used to it.
Oh.
I'm still not. Yeah.
Still adjusting.
I still usually do the aux.
The aux.
I usually do the aux.
Okay.
But it is very satisfying. It's interesting. My wife and I will, we each have our own car, not to brag, but we will, I'll drive her car, sometimes she drives mine. So we'll get connected to each other's. And so she'll be like, she has this like learning Italian. So it's like this series,
right.
Buongiorno. And you're just like, oh, gee, and it blasts really loud or whatever. But, yeah. I think I'm going to be honest with you. I feel pretty neutral towards it.
Fair enough.
I do prefer the aux.
Feeling nothing is
feels
still feeling
powerful.
something.
Aux doesn't it? Aux
An aux
feel like
cable,
a better
yeah.
connection? Like it feel or no? In my head, I'm like, this is strong because it's physical.
Maybe more reliable because you can see the cable.
I think that's what it, and I don't know if that's even true.
You can't
but
see
it's like,
Bluetooth. There could be Bluetooth in this room right now.
I bet there is. Yeah. Yes, but neutral, I would say.
Okay. Finally, how do you feel about chewing on a wet flannel?
Again, you and your terms.
It's not an expression, literally chewing on a wet flannel.
The idea if
I had a wet flannel and you chewed on it.
Ugh.
Wet with water, not with anything else.
No, that changes things. That sounds horrible. That sounds real. That makes me that has a visceral reaction when I imagine that.
Okay.
But if I was very thirsty, I think I'd love to chew on some wet flannel
Okay.
and suck the water out of some flannel.
Yes.
It's my actor warm up.
You know, when I say flannel, I've only just thought, when I say flannel, I mean like a washcloth. Are you thinking flannel like flannel's like the thing?
I was thinking about flannel like a flannel shirt.
No, like a washcloth.
Like
we call
a
them
flannel
flannels.
jumper. Yeah, no, I think so. You're like a washcloth. That's what you call flannel? I thought flannel was a material.
That isn't a me thing, is it?
No,
You call
I'm
it
sure.
a flannel as well, right?
I call it a face cloth, but I know what you're talking about.
A flannel? Yeah.
And is it cotton?
Yeah, I think so. But it's like textured, like a
So
towel.
interesting.
Textured like a tiny towel.
Yeah, I immediately
Flannel.
When I pictured flannel, I was picturing a almost like this shirt, but it's almost patterned. It's that's so interesting.
I can't believe that two people from different places say things in different ways.
I hate it, and it makes me feel scared. I want to attack.
Everyone should sound the same, and if they don't, they should get out.
Let's take a poll. So you're like, okay, but it's still same applies. Same applies.
Fair enough.
How does that make you feel?
I don't know. Kind of quirky. Kind of horny.
Quirky, horny. Sucking on a cloth on the BBC News.
Welcome to the news at 6.
But yes, that's all 5.
That's all 5.
5.
I don't know if anyone's realised it's 5. I think they just think we stop until... I don't know.
Yeah.
That's it, though. We're done now.
I actually having a lot of fun.
Have you had a lot of fun?
When I say actually, it's not a judgment on what I thought this would be. The last podcast I did, I think, not their fault. I was a terrible guest because I was like tired. So it was just like this. I was like, I am not having fun, but this has been amazing.
Would you say you've had a laugh?
I have a laugh. Yes, absolutely. It's been a delight.
Oh, you've been a delight.
Oh,
You've been a delight.
thank you.
Is there anything you'd like to plug for our listeners? Where can they find you? What are you up to?
When does this come out? Do you know?
Late March.
Oh, my tour's well over by then. But I would have just wrapped up. You would have heard about it. This famous for being so good tour. I'll be at the Fringe. I'll be at the Fringe.
Be the Fringe.
The Bristol Fringe. No, I'll be at the Edinburgh Fringe with who knows what yet. Probably I'll do a few more of my show before I call it quits of the show called Mr. Jonkers. I'll do that. And I'll do my variety show there called Piggy Time. And
Lovely name.
Primal
Yeah.
themes. But other than that, no, nothing going on. I should start a podcast because this is so much fun. I had a blast.
We make it fun.
This has been so fun. You're an excellent host. You make people feel so comfortable. You're just a delight.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's made me feel really quirky and horny.
And I was quirky and gay.
It hasn't made me feel straight.
I don't feel straight. Yeah, no, very quirky, very horny, very delightful time.
And I hope that's how all of the listeners feel as well. Horny, quirky, delightful, a little bit gay.
After all those Roger Rabbit facts, they're going to get pretty wound up.
If you would like to follow this podcast for bonus content, little clips and stuff, find us at I've Had a Rosé on most platforms. We'll put up a couple of big sparkly jugs for you to enjoy. And we'll see you for another episode next week. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.